What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the JTW Sports Show. Today we have a banger episode for you guys. We're going to talk about the first day of NBA free agency because it was a crazy one. Lots of signings, not a couple major signings. Most of them were, kind of secondary. But the main signing that I think we should start off with that is not really shocking. There was talk about it happening, and that's Kyle Lowry to the Miami Heat in a sign and trade. TJ, I know Kyle Lowry's your boy, played for the Raptors.
No.
Probably
We're in rebuild mode. Okay,
one of the best, if not the best, Raptors of all time.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, TJ?
Everyone knew it was time. During the season, he wasn't really playing at his best, and we knew we were going into the rebuild kind of era now. So it makes sense. It's sad to see him go, but we're in a rebuild time to try and make a championship run, and it's not with him.
I just don't think you guys can get anywhere close to having a championship with Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam as your best players. Kawhi Leonard completely carried the hell out of that team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I mean, talking about this deal more, it's going to the Heat, creating a big three with Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. I think this creates a crazy good defensive starting lineup. You still got Duncan Robinson. You still got Tyler Hero.
Bag.
Huh?
Duncan Robinson got a bag, 5 years, $90 million.
Bag, bro. What are you talking, dude? He got paid. That's crazy.
Dude, everybody was getting paid yesterday. It was like tweet after tweet.
Except for one player. I can't remember who it was. They signed for 2 years, $4 million. I was like, damn, I'm sure he feels kind of.
He's probably like, yeah, 4 million. That saw these other players getting 90 million, 207 million.
But the Heat, so they didn't just pick up Kyle Lowry and keep everybody else. They did they did a sign and trade. Dragic was a free agent as well. So he signed back. Then he's going to be involved. So Dragic goes to the Raptors along with their first round pick from last year, Precious Achiuwa, who had a decent rookie season as a backup to Bam. He showed glimpses of what he could do in the future. And then I don't think there was any picks. I think it was just those two and for Kyle Lowry, which Kyle Lowry's, I'm pretty sure he's 36. He signed a 3-year, $90 million deal. It's not a bad deal. I think it's going to help them a lot. They also stole PJ Tucker away from the Milwaukee Bucks. A lot of people were surprised about that. I was surprised about that. I thought PJ was going to come back. We all know PJ Tucker. He averaged 2 points per game once he got traded to Miami. Once he got traded to Milwaukee last year. We all know
that wasn't his scoring. Was not his thing. Obviously, defense is his main thing. That's why he's a valuable player. People were kind of surprised with his deal because he did kind of get a decent little bag for what he's done and for his scoring and everything. But again, he solidifies this defensive lineup. You have Jimmy Butler, arguably one of the best perimeter defenders, wing defenders in the league. Bam Adebayo, who's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best defensive centers up there with Rudy Gobert. Now you got Kyle Lowry is obviously a good defender as well. PJ Tucker,
they have their whole starting lineup is going to be straight dogs, and that's
Duncan
what I think.
Who is a knockdown shooter. They're gonna have teams are gonna be switching off Duncan Robinson the whole game, trying to get their ISOs with Duncan. But
the only thing about their team is, as great defensively as they are, they're going to average 95 points per game. They might not be able to score some games because, Jimmy Butler, he can score, but that's not, he's okay with averaging 20 points per game.
Unless they're really attempting to bring in another straight up scorer, for a smaller deal and for agency, I think they're trying to rely on Tyler Hero a little bit. I don't know if Tyler Hero, there's been trade talks with Tyler Hero as well. I just don't know if he can step up from, year two wasn't, the best.
Yeah.
If he can ball out, if he can be a 20+ per game scorer, this team is something serious. They are a contender. I don't think they're better than Milwaukee. I don't think they're better than Brooklyn or even Atlanta at this point. I'm not sure. They might be able to. They might take the edge over Atlanta just because their defense is great. Yeah. But dude, I'm loving what they're doing. If they can go out and get another big time score, then I think that's absolutely huge for this team. And that kind of reminds me of kind of Phoenix Suns. People don't see Chris Paul as his big time scorer, but Chris Paul got a big time score with his contract. And this dude just got paid, was it 4-year, $120 million deal. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of kind of like rave over this on Twitter, over all these social media sites. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? What the hell? First off, dub of a deal for Chris Paul.
Yeah, for Chris Paul. But for the Suns, not so much.
You see, I don't know. Because here's what, and shout out to Kenny Beecham. He's on this, he's talking about this on Call Game. But he was talking about how if you're a Suns organization, this year has been one of Chris Paul's best seasons. He's balling. He's a baller. He's a hooper. He proved that he's still at 36 years old. He's still a top dog, one of the best point guards in the league. And efficiency-wise, next season, I don't see him dropping down that much. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be as good as this season. Now, we're not talking about the finals because he choked in the finals. I'm not going to lie, but next season, I still see him being maybe even a top 5 point guard in the league. Now, the season after that, he's not going to decline that much. But yeah, the next 2 seasons after that, I don't see him production-wise being good, and that's why people are saying, 4-year deal, what are you doing? But if you can get 2 solid years out of Chris Paul and contend for 2 more seasons, I think it's 100% worth it.
I just don't see them. I don't see them making it out of the second round next year, even with Chris Paul.
With
everybody healthy, I don't think. With everybody healthy, I don't see the Suns.
I don't know, but hey, injuries are part of the game. That team was very healthy all season. Who's to say that they don't do it again? I think they still have a really good team. Mikal Bridges is going to be even better next year. DeAndre Ayton's going to be even better next year. Devin Booker knows his role as well as his strengths, and he's going to work even better with Chris Paul. You still got, Cameron Payne came back on a deal to the Suns. I thought that was a pretty big dub for them. They got a good team. It's a contending team, obviously. They made it to the finals. They can't not be a contending team, but I don't see them getting past Clippers with a potential Kawhi resign and the Lakers. I don't know.
33%. We posted on Instagram yesterday, will the Suns get back to the finals? 33% said yes, 67 said no. So most people don't believe in them. He got a bag. Chris Paul got a bag. He well deserved, for his career. It was a little late in my opinion. He's 36. But another guy that he didn't get as much as I thought he was going to get. But I guess, for his production so far is Lonzo Ball. He got a 4-year, $85 million sign and trade deal with the Chicago Bulls.
I don't know why he didn't go join his brothers at the Hornets, man. God.
I wish he would have. I wish he would have. Y'all know.
Let's be real, dude. LiAngelo's not making that team.
He's on the summer team just to be there for a couple weeks, and then
they just did that to make LaMelo happy. If y'all know me, y'all know I love Lonzo. I've loved him ever since he was in college. They traded Tomas Satoransky, Garrett Temple, and a second-round pick, which, if we're being honest, the Bulls, I think they got a pretty big steal right there. I love a Zach LaVine, Lonzo backcourt. I even talked about that a couple months ago when they rumored that to go along with Vucevic. I think the Bulls will be in contention for the playoffs next year. TJ, what did you think about this deal?
We kind of figured it was going to happen eventually. Everyone knew that Lonzo wasn't going to be with the Pelicans this upcoming season. It was more of just where's the perfect piece that he belongs with, and that team is Chicago. I think him and Zach LaVine are going to do very well in Chicago, and like you said, they could be playoff contenders. It's still early to tell who's going to be what, because especially after this last year's playoff, every team
you haven't seen anybody play together.
Yeah, you haven't seen anybody play. For all we know, the chemistry is not going to be there, and then that's just going to hurt the whole team as a whole. So overall, I think Chicago walked away with a steal here. The Pelicans, I don't see them getting any better, but I don't see them getting any worse.
I don't think the Pelicans have done much this offseason because I know y'all have heard the talks about Zion possibly leaving after his rookie contract's up, because the front office hasn't really done much. This offseason there's been talks about Brandon Ingram getting traded, all kinds of stuff. And they brought in Devontae Graham in a sign and trade with the Hornets. Devontae Graham, he's a cool player, but the Hornets, we got a first round pick out of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, not only did you
I wish we would have gotten, maybe another pick, possibly a even just a second. I feel like, he was a second round pick, so we got more value than what we picked him up for. But I felt like, the New Orleans Hornets haven't really done, not New Orleans Hornets, throwback, right? They haven't really done much to, help their young stars get better. Losing Lonzo is a big deal. Lonzo is one of the best defensive point guards in the league. Great playmaker. I saw a stat. Since Lonzo was drafted, he's had 40 games of 10 plus assists. And in that same span, the Bulls have had 27 games where a player has had 10 plus assists. Dang. So Lonzo is going to help that team a lot. I really like that deal. A lot of people probably think it's like not as big of a deal, but
this is what? This is his third team or fourth team?
Who, Lonzo?
Yeah.
This is third team.
This is third team, right? Yeah, Lakers, Pelicans, and then okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a couple of things. Like for the Pelicans, when they brought in Valanciunas, I was like, okay, this team, they're kind of stepping in the right direction. They need some floor spacers around Zion. Zion's gonna dominate the paint. And then they bring in Devontae Graham, which is like, yes, he's I guess a valuable point guard, shooting guard, whatever you want to call him, but he's just not the right fit for the team. And the fact that you gave up a first round pick for that as well, while not also going, crazy in the draft, he's trading up for a pick in the draft or even trying to get an all-star player back in return. I just don't see what they're trying to do. But then for the Bulls, man, for the longest time, for like a few seasons now, what they've been lacking on defense. They haven't had a defensive point guard whatsoever, but now they finally have not one great defensive point guard in Lonzo Ball, but an underrated pickup in Alex Caruso. I know he's kind of a meme player, but first off, I think it's a great pick. He's a fan favorite player. You're going to get a lot more people to come. Jersey sales for the Bulls. You're going to get some Caruso jerseys going on. But also, this dude got a lot of second team defensive or second all defensive team votes this year. He's a great defender, and that's exactly what you need. Now you have two defending guards to pair up with Zach LaVine, one of the best scorers in the league. You got Vucevic, great floor spacer. I like where the Bulls are going. I think they need one more piece to be in actual contention. But
and I think that's what they're hoping Patrick Williams can develop into. I think they're still, 2 or 3 years away from, possibly being contenders. By the time Lonzo hits his third year on this contract, I think they could be a decent contender if they keep the team together. A lot of people are saying Kobe White, what's this going to mean for him bringing in Caruso and Lonzo? I think he's 6'4", 6'5". He's tall enough to move to the 2 if you need him to, but
and Zach LaVine can play the 3. He's
but Kobe's more of a 6-man scorer type dude, so I don't think that's gonna really matter. I think their starting lineup's probably gonna be, if they keep the team they have right now and not making trades, it's probably gonna be Lonzo, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Lowry Markkanen, and Vucevic. Yeah. And that's a pretty that I think they can, contend for a 7 or 8 seed in the East next year with that. Those were more of the big signings where teams, did, but a lot of players are re-signing with their teams, getting their rookie deals. Like Trae Young got his 5-year, 207. Shea got his 5-year, 172.
Luka re-signed.
Or he hasn't officially re-signed yet, but they said as soon as the Olympics is over, they're going to offer him the same as Trae Young.
He's 17-0 in international play.
I know. Most of the other signings weren't really.
The only other one that I was kind of like good for him would be Derrick Rose with the Knicks, 3 years, $42 million. I was like, good for him.
I was hoping he was going to stay. I think we all wanted him to stay. I wanted him to either stay or somehow go back to the Bulls. I feel like that would
retire with the Bulls, but I don't think he's going to play with the Bulls anymore. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. One that I kind of wanted to mention a tiny bit before we go on to the next one is Mike Conley.
Yes.
Yeah. See, there's a difference between this Kyle Lowry, with the old 4-year deal and the Mike Conley 3-year deal. Yeah, Mike Conley was an all-star this year. Kind of.
Injury replacement.
But I think they completely overpaid. I don't really like it that much. He's got a 3-year, $72.5 million deal. And as much as that, like, yes, he made your backcourt stronger. He's good defensively. He's got a good 3-point shot. He's a good, player next to Donovan Mitchell. I don't know, man. I'm not paying Mike Conley $72 million or $72 million for a 3-year deal.
I mean, you also have to look at it in this way. It's Utah. Utah's not going to attract any other free agents, so you got to keep a guy that's already on your team. They traded for him. They didn't give up much for him when they did trade for him, but you kind of gotta try to keep the guys you have. They were the 1 seed last year.
Yeah.
And I've seen stuff about them possibly trading Ingles and Bogdanovich, to get a 4. That's more solid, because like Ingles and Bogdanovich are cool. They just signed Rudy Gay earlier today. That's I think that'll be pretty nice for them.
2-year, $12.1 mil.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. Rudy Gay that had been linked to the Nets and the Lakers as well. I like the Jazz. I think they need somebody like that who, at this point of his career, he's a kind of a stretch 4. He's like 6'9". I like that deal for them. That they're gonna kind of try to run it back and see what they can do. If not, I think they might possibly try to move Rudy next year. But that's something you got to see.
A bigger part of kind of yesterday, and what a lot of people want to hear, and what a lot of people are kind of clicking on this video for, is the Lakers, man. The Lakers and all their vets, dude. They're bringing everybody back.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
I kind of love the Dwight Howard. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's see, Howard, Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington, and who else was it?
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, well,
they got Russell Westbrook. Who else did they bring back? I can't remember.
Hold on, say the one you said again.
Wayne Ellington, Trevor Ariza, Dwight Howard, and there was one other guy I'm completely missing.
I can't remember. Anyway,
I just know that they re-signed Marc Gasol. I saw he's gonna, or not re-sign. He has 2 years left or he had 1 year left on his deal, and he said he's gonna play out this year, and then I honestly expect him to retire after this year. The Lakers are, I don't really know what they're trying to do here. They're going to be the oldest team in the league. They have, I think it was 5 players over the age of 34.
Jesus.
And in the NBA, obviously LeBron is still doing what he does at his age. But in the NBA, once you get to be that old, most players are about to retire.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah, I really, honestly, I kind of like them bringing back all these vets, especially ones that kind of fitting their system, kind of fitting what they want. Obviously, they fit a timeline because they're all old. But one thing that I did see is that they have not stopped their attempt to get Buddy Hield. And if they can get Buddy Hield on this team, I like them for champions. I think they're easily a top competitor in the league. All they need is some shooting, and they will be fine. Obviously, you have your big 3, all kind of big bodies, not very many shooters. But if you can get Buddy Hield, one of the greatest shooters of all time, to be honest. Percentage-wise, yeah, let's be honest. I love this team. I think that it's decent floor spacing. AD can shoot it whenever he needs to. I don't trust Russ shooting it, but LeBron can shoot it when he needs to. But if you give Buddy the floor spacing out there, I do like the team. It's gonna be a fun team.
I think it's going to be a great team.
Another huge player, and TJ, I want to hear your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super underrated. Sam Dekker to the Raptors, bro. How do you feel?
I did see that.
Sam Dekker, known for a fast break, one-on-one with the goal, tripping, ball hitting his face, and him and completely embarrassing.
Listen. It's a rebuild era. We're going to work on that.
He's played overseas for the last few years.
From the NBA, just like Will said, playing overseas, and now you bring him back to it. Obviously, it's not a big contract, but Yeah, I just think
I
that's
mean, he probably won't be one of our starting 5. I mean, he'll definitely
it
be.
was it's Kent Bazemore. Sorry, that's what I've been spending this whole time doing. Kent Bazemore. So you got Bazemore and Bazemore and
Did you forget all the other names?
Wayne Ellington from the days when Kobe was hurt all those years and they were bad. And then obviously Dwight has been there twice. Now he's going back for a third time. And then Ariza was there when they won a championship in 2009.
Listen, LeBron's just trying to build the perfect team to go beat the Looney Tunes characters again. Okay, that's all he's doing right now.
Some players have remained unsigned as well. Kawhi is still unsigned. He is still a free agent technically. DeMar DeRozan has not been signed yet. Do you think? Do you guys think Kawhi's going to go back?
Yeah, I feel like with Kawhi's
going to stay in LA.
Yeah, I mean he'll stay in LA, but with Kawhi, you never know what's going to happen with that, man.
Never know. This is true. Hey, I said to Will separately. I was like, what if for some reason he's like, you know what? I want to prove my legacy. I want to go beat Giannis in the Eastern Conference, and he decides to join the Hawks. He said the Hawks do a little sign and trade. Obviously, have a Gallinari and Bogdanovich for Kawhi Leonard deal. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, so I have a list of the top remaining unsigned players. Obviously Kawhi. We mentioned DeMar. It's gonna be interesting to see what he does. John Collins, he's a restricted free agent, so Atlanta can match anything, and I believe that they will. I don't think I'm pretty sure unless a team tries to throw him,
a super
$150 million. I think, Dennis Schroeder's still unsigned. Spencer Dinwiddie is still unsigned, who's coming off an ACL tear. I think there's reports that he's about to sign with the Wizards.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty interesting. As we mentioned, Lowry Markkanen is a restricted free agent. I expect the Bulls to probably bring him back. Some other names to throw around here: Kelly Oubre, Reggie Jackson, Danny Green. I saw the Lakers might try to bring Danny Green back. Patty Mills, Lou Williams, and Victor Oladipo. Those are some interesting.
I saw one little thing, Victor Oladipo, how he's like losing a lot of interest among the league, and how the Lakers might get him for a mid-level exception deal.
Well, the Lakers are going to get every single player that throughout history, every single player that becomes available, they're like, oh yeah, they're going to the Lakers. Yeah. So one interesting thing that I did see is Paul Millsap. The Nuggets are probably not going to bring him back because they traded for Aaron Gordon. They kind of want to be younger at that position. I saw Paul Millsap possibly going to the Warriors. I think that would be a great pickup for the Warriors because, I mean, he's a very good defender. Obviously, he's not what he used to be when he played for the Hawks. But I think, if you wanted to go kind of a little small and throw him, Draymond, Steph, Clay, and then whoever else out there. I mean,
don't forget they signed Nemanja Bjelica.
Yeah, they just signed him. I think that's a low key underrated deal. I mean, he's a great shooter. I mean, he doesn't really do anything but shoot.
But he is in that 4 position, so yeah. That would be interesting though. I kind of like Paul Millsap in that spot.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with everybody. There's still a bunch of players on this list, obviously, that still haven't been signed, such as Enes Kanter, JJ Redick, stuff like that. This is only the first. We're through a day and a half, really. So, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff that's going to go on. There's probably going to be some trades that happen. You never know. But we just wanted to get on here and, give you guys, what we thought about all these deals. Most of the deals have been pretty good. The only one that I'm really like, why, is Andre Drummond, who just signed earlier today, about an hour ago, with the 76ers, who I don't understand that. Are you going to throw out a lineup of Drummond, Simmons, and Embiid? Like, no. Like, that's 3 dudes that are 6'10". Like, I mean, it's not 1990.
Yes, but maybe Andre Drummond can shoot more than 4 shots in a playoff game, okay?
Dude, honestly, I'd trust Drummond shooting threes more than Ben Simmons, honestly. Yeah, I don't understand that one unless they're going to bring him off the bench, which is weird because Andre Drummond, he still averaged 12 points or 16 points and 12 rebounds last year. He's led the league in rebounding 4 times. I think he can still be very productive. He didn't fit on the Lakers because I don't know. The Lakers, I never liked him on the Lakers.
I wanted to see Drummond go to like a Charlotte
Yeah.
or a team that's in need of a center. But
Yeah.
hey, you know what? He's making his decisions.
It's only a 1-year deal, so if it doesn't work out, he'll be a free agent again.
He has a feud with Joel Embiid, so I don't see what.
That's gonna be. I just saw a tweet, and it's Joel Embiid in 2018 tweeted, "I own a lot of real estate at Andre Drummond's head. I'm on my way to build more." And then he said #bum and like posted pictures of him. So it'll be. And now they're teammates. They're gonna be playing together, which obviously, most of the time when stuff like that happens when you become teammates, that goes out the window because it's the heat of the competition.
Yeah.
So it'll be, this free agency is pretty good. One of my friends mentioned yesterday, they were like, yeah, this free agency is it's kind of lame, not really anything big happening. But I was like, yeah, there's not many stars, but this year free agency has a lot of very important role players.
Yeah.
So, such as like you said, Bielitsa, everybody's gonna be like, oh, who cares about that? And then watch, he's gonna come in, Warriors make the playoffs next year, and he's gonna have a 30-point game in the playoffs because he makes 8 threes. Or he can just sit the bench the whole year. Who knows? But this has been fun. We're gonna start talking about NFL as well. Preseason starts Thursday. Can't wait for that. We're excited for that. We will be back at school this Friday. Hopefully
expect some IRL videos, hopefully.
In real life. That's what IRL means.
IRL, yeah.
TJ, did you know that?
The fact that we had to specify what that means has me concerned.
We may be lacking on the video content in the next 3 weeks or something. We might only be able to release once a week because we will be in camp. But once camp's over, we're gonna ramp things up a lot.
Yeah, but this was fun. Shout out to everybody who made it this far in the video. If you made it this far, please comment something down below. Actually, yeah, let's put a little thing. If you made it this far in the video, comment JTW in the comment section. And
way to be,
yeah, JTW or just
original.
Pick one of your favorite signing, your favorite sign and trade, whatever happened in the league. Just comment down below, see what you like.
Comment down below. We will shout you out in the next video, and I pinky promise that will happen.
So yeah, hit that little bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. Check us out on Spotify, all your podcast places, wherever you get your podcast. Check it out. Check us on YouTube, obviously, and appreciate it. See you guys in the next one.
See you guys.